See here. So in this session, we'll discuss here the concept of differential, that is derivative. Okay. So first of all, you should know the theoretical definition of differential. So how you define it? So it is rate at which one variable, that is dependent variable, changes with respect to independent variables. Okay, that is infinitesimal change in dependent variable with respect to infinitesimal change in independent variable. That is very small change in these variables. Okay, so this was the actual definition of differential, that is derivative. But how you define it mathematically? So it is defined as y dash of x is limit as del x tends to 0. Del x means what? Very small change in x tends to 0 to their function f of x plus del x minus f of x upon del x. So we call this as limit as del x tends to 0 to del y by del x, or this limit is nothing but dy by dx. So we can say it is derivative of y with respect to x. That is the ratio, nothing but the infinitesimal change in y with respect to infinitesimal change in x. So y depends on x, that is change in y with respect to change in x. Okay, so this is what the mathematical definition. So how you define it geometrically? So this is what the curve y is function of x, and for this curve, if you take the derivative, that is dy by dx. So dy by dx is tangent to curve at their point. Okay, so this was the geometrical interpretation of their differential. So y is function of x, and if you are taking the derivative, that is dy by dx. So dy by dx is what? Del y by del x as del x tends to 0. Okay, del x tends to 0. So here in differential, some results are there, and these results are here. So derivative of sum of functions where u and v are functions of x. Differential of sum of functions is equal to sum of their differential. That is d by dx of u plus v is du by dx plus dv by dx. You got it? This was the addition law in differential. Now similarly, we can define here the subtraction law, that is d by dx of u minus v, means du by dx minus dv by dx. Okay, so it is nothing but what? Differential of subtraction is nothing but subtraction of their differential. So what is that next? D by dx of ku, where u is function of x. So k is constant, take it outside, and to find the derivative of function only, that is du by dx. Now you know here, suppose constant is there. So what is derivative of constant? It is 0. The next is what? Product law, that is d by dx of u into v. So how you find the derivative of product of functions, that is du by dx into v plus u into dv by dx. It is nothing but what? First into derivative of second plus second into derivative of first. And this is what the product law in differential. Product law in differential. So these are the laws in the differential. What is that next law? That is quotient law. What is that quotient law? See here. D by dx of u upon v means what? Du by dx into v minus u into dv by dx divided by v square. So in other fashion, how you define it? Denominator into differential of numerator minus numerator into differential of denominator upon denominator square is there. So this was the quotient law, yeah, division law in differential. Okay. So now the next chain law, yeah, chain rule in there, differential. So y is function of g of x. So where u is g of x. So it is nothing but what? Dy by dx is nothing but dy by du into du by dx. Means first you have to differentiate y with respect to u and then u with respect to x, and this is called the chain law, the chain rule in the differential. That is called the function of function. If there is function of function, that is composite function, so in this kind of function, so how to find a differential? That is what? Yes, dy by dx is dy by d into du by dx. First you have to define g of x as u, and then to apply here the chain law in their differential. That is dy by dx is dy by du into du by dx. Is that clear? So these are the various kinds of laws in the differential. Okay. So the next, there are some results in their differential. Okay. So we'll see here the results in the differential for trigonometric functions like sine, cos, tan, sec, cosec, and so on, etc. So you know here d by dx of tan x. So simple laws of their differential have not taken here in this. Okay, so d by dx of tan x is what? Sec square x, and do you know their sec square means what? 1 by cos square is there. Okay, so d by dx of tan x is sec square x. D by dx of cot x is there, means what? Minus cosec square. CSE means what? Cosec square x is there. So minus times into cosec square x. So cosec square is what? 1 by sine square x. Then what? Their next is what? D by dx of sec x. And derivative of sec x is what? Sec x into tan x. CSE means what? Cosec x is there. So d by dx of cosec x is minus cot x into cosec x is there. Arc means what? Sine inverse of x is there. What is the d by dx of sine inverse of x? 1 upon root of 1 minus x square. And then what is that next? That is differential of cosec inverse of x is minus times into 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Okay. So what is for tan inverse of x? The differential is what? 1 upon 1 plus x square. Now here in these laws or their results in differential, you observe. If first letter is C in their function, what is their differential is always negative. So see here, cot. So first letter is C. So their differential is minus. Now then cosec, first letter is C. So minus cot x into cosec x. See here, the next cos inverse of x. First letter is C. So minus 1 by root of 1 minus x. X square is there. And what is for next? D by dx of tan inverse of x. And what is the tan inverse? It is 1 upon 1 plus x square. Okay. 1 plus x square is there. What is that next? See here. So d by dx of cot inverse of x. Now in last you have studied the tan inverse of x is 1 upon 1 plus x square. But what is for cot inverse of x? It will be minus times into differential of tan inverse of x. It is 1 by 1 plus x square. So minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. Okay. Now then you know here the next arc means what? Sec inverse of x. Then d by dx of sec inverse of x is 1 upon mod of x into root of x square minus 1. So do you get their meaning of mod? So mod of x means what? It should have their positive value. Okay. So that is root of x square minus 1. Sometimes it is taken as x times into root of x square minus 1. It is also acceptable. Okay. So this was the differential of sec inverse of x. What is for next? Cosec inverse of x. So here in this function, first letter is C. Their differential will be minus times, that is negative. So minus 1 upon x into root of x square minus 1. Okay. So see here, the next kind of functions are a hyperbolic functions. So what is d by dx of sine x? That is sine hyperbolic of x. It will be cos hyperbolic of x. Please mute their sound. If you have any doubt, you can ask after the completion of this lecture. So d by dx of sine hyperbolic of x is cos hyperbolic of x. How you are getting here the differential? So very simple. Before that, you should know their formula of sine hyperbolic of x in terms of exponential. So we can expand with the help of Euler's formulae. So there are two kinds of Euler's formulae. So Euler's formulae are in their trigonometric function and then hyperbolic functions. So you know their Euler's formula in trigonometric function, that is e raised to I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta, and their complex conjugate of their exponential is what? E raised to minus I theta is cos theta minus I sin theta. In same fashion, we can get their formula for uh, Euler's wherein hyperbolic. Okay, so only you remove their term of I and convert their trigonometric function into hyperbolic function. Okay. So you know here e raised to x is what? Cos hyperbolic of x plus sin hyperbolic of x, and e raised to minus x is what? Cos hyperbolic of x minus sin hyperbolic of x. And if you are adding them, get their formula for cos. That is cos hyperbolic of x is e raised to x plus e raised to minus x upon 2. And then sin hyperbolic of x is e raised to x minus e raised to minus x upon 2. And for these kind of formulae, you take their differential. So you will not get their formula for differential of sine hyperbolic of x directly. So instead of that, use the expansion of sine hyperbolic of x in terms of exponential with the help of Euler's formula. Okay. So d by dx of sine hyperbolic of x is cos hyperbolic of x, and then d by dx of cos hyperbolic of x is sine hyperbolic of x. Means you will not get their change in their sign. Now then next is what? One d by dx of tan hyperbolic of x, and tan hyperbolic of x is what? Sine hyperbolic of x by cos hyperbolic of x. So d by dx of tan hyperbolic of x is sec hyperbolic square of x, and you know what is that sec? It is cos hyperbolic square of x. Okay. Now then you know here the next, that is cot hyperbolic of x. It is minus cosec hyperbolic square of x. And cosec hyperbolic square of x means what? 1 by sine hyperbolic square of x. Okay. So then next is what? D by dx of sec hyperbolic of x. That is minus sec hyperbolic of x into tan hyperbolic of x. So these are the formulae for the functions. These are the formulae for the hyperbolic functions. Okay. Now you come in there next. D by dx of cosec hyperbolic of x. And what is that? Minus cosec hyperbolic of x into cot hyperbolic of x is there. Okay. So what is that next? D by dx of sine hyperbolic inverse of x is there. Arc means what? Inverse is there. Means sine hyperbolic inverse of x. Can you get there? Differential directly? No. Suppose you want to find the differential of hyperbolic inverse function using their formulae. Am I right? In terms of logarithm. So we can construct their formulae for hyperbolic inverse in terms of exponential by using their roots of quadratic equation simply. Yes, sine hyperbolic of x is what? Do you know that formula? In last you have seen, that is e raised to x minus e raised to minus x upon 4. It's a formula. Sine hyperbolic inverse of x means what? Sine hyperbolic inverse of x, we can say it is theta. Yes, so x is equal to sine hyperbolic of theta. And sine hyperbolic theta will express there in terms of exponential. Yes. So it is e raised to theta minus e raised to minus theta upon 2. Okay. And when you substitute there, e raised to theta is t or z. So it will convert in terms of z, that is in quadratic. So you will get their quadratic equation z or t. So whatever the substitution here in this you are using, either maybe t or z, that is what? simply it is quadratic in Z. And when you solve that quadratic in Z, okay, get their formula in terms of log. So sine hyperbolic inverse of x, this is what hint to you. Am I right? So sine hyperbolic inverse of x is what? Log of x plus root of x square plus 1 only. Okay. So it's a formula. Otherwise, there is not possible to get the differential directly. So anybody has idea to find the differential of sine hyperbolic inverse of x directly? There is not possible. So hence you convert this in terms of their log, and this is possible by using their Euler's formula. Am I right? So simply to find the roots, and if you are getting the roots, yes, so their root is nothing but the log. Okay, so log of x plus root of x square plus 1, and then to find their derivatives. Is there possible to find their derivative of log? Yes. So first you have to find the derivative of log. It is 1 upon x plus root of x square plus 1. Okay, and then to find the derivative of term in log, and which is that term in log? X plus root of x square plus 1. So what is derivative of x? It is 1 plus derivative of x square plus root of x square plus 1. So to find the derivative of root first, it is 1 by twice into root of x square plus 1. And then to find the derivative of x square, it is 2x. So after simplifying, we will get there 1 by root of x square plus 1. So you can do this as a homework. Okay. So if you are not getting, yes, you can ask. I will explain. Okay. So there next, dy dx of cos hyperbolic inverse of x is there. This is also possible by using their same as by previous method. Okay. So cos hyperbolic inverse of x is what? We can say it is theta and express in terms of quadratic equation. And when you solve their quadratic equation, you will get their two more roots. So either you can use their first root or second root. Okay. So from this, so what will you get for cos hyperbolic inverse of x? It is log of x plus root of x square minus 1. And for such a kind of logarithmic function, we can find the differential easily. Otherwise, no possible to get their differential of cos hyperbolic inverse of x directly. Okay. So what is the derivative? Derivative of log is 1 upon x plus root of x square minus 1. And then to find the derivative of term in log, that is derivative of x is 1, and then derivative of root is what? 1 by twice into root of x square minus 1. So also to find the derivative of term in root, it is 2x. And after simplifying, you will get the term of 1 by root of x square minus 1. Okay. 1 upon root of x square minus 1. It is also simple. Okay. It is also simple. Now, next to see here, the derivative of tan hyperbolic inverse of x. So tan hyperbolic inverse of x, once again you know there, sine hyperbolic of x by cos hyperbolic of x. And what is that formula? In terms of exponential by Euler's formula. Yes, e raised to x minus e raised to minus x upon e raised to x plus e raised to minus x. Okay. So we can say it is theta. So tan hyperbolic inverse of x is equal to, we can say it is theta. So x is what? Tan hyperbolic of theta is. And tan hyperbolic of theta you have to express there in exponential. That is e raised to x plus e raised to minus x upon e raised to x minus e raised to minus x. And suppose you substitute there e raised to x is theta, it will convert in terms of t, that is quadratic in t or z. Solve this quadratic for t, get there two more roots. You can select any one and then, yes, get there the derivative of tan hyperbolic inverse of x. So tan hyperbolic inverse of x is log of half times into log of 1 minus x upon 1 plus x. Okay. So log of a by b is what? Log a minus log b is there. If I expand with the help of their logarithmic laws, and then to find the differential process will very easy. Okay. For their cot hyperbolic inverse of x, apply that same process. Those who have studied in their previous formula, that is in their differential of tan hyperbolic inverse of x. Okay. So what will be there? Minus 1 upon x square minus 1. But condition is that mod of x should be greater than 1. In previous formula, condition is given mod of x is less than 1. Means mod of x should be less than 1. मतलब mod of x की वैल्यू क्या होना चाहिए? 1 से स्मॉल होना चाहिए. तो ये फॉर्मूला क्या हो सकता है? एग्जिस्ट हो सकता है. So what is that next? Therein mod of x is greater than 1. Means what? Mod of x should be, yes, they are greater than that of 1. मतलब mod x की वैल्यू 1 से बिगर होना चाहिए. अगर नहीं होती है तो ये फॉर्मूला एग्जिस्ट नाही होगा. म्हणजे हा फॉर्म्युला एक्झिस्ट होणार नाही. यू गॉट इट. याच्यासाठी यांनी ह्या दोन कंडिशन दिलेत. mod of x is less than 1 and then mod of x is greater than 1. So these are the differential for hyperbolic inverse function. Okay, hyperbolic inverse function. So always you should keep in mind that Euler's formulae. So once again I'm going to repeat that same. So e raised to I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta, and what is their complex conjugate? It is known as the reflection या mirror image is there. So e raised to minus I theta is cos theta minus I sin theta. Okay, so if you add these two formulae, get their formula for cos. So cos of theta is what? E raised to I theta plus e raised to minus I theta by 2, and then sin theta is what? E raised to I theta minus e raised to minus I theta by 2 is there. Okay, so same formula we can construct there in hyperbolic function. So e raised to theta is what? Cos hyperbolic theta plus sin hyperbolic theta, and e raised to minus theta is cos hyperbolic theta minus sin hyperbolic theta is there. Okay, so when you add, get the formula for cos hyperbolic of theta, and it is what? E raised to theta plus e raised to minus theta upon 2, and then sin hyperbolic theta is what? E raised to theta minus e raised to minus theta upon 2 is there. Okay, so these are the results in hyperbolic inverse function. Okay, so the next, that is application of differential. Okay, functions are f, g and y. Velocity is v, acceleration is w, independent variable is what? X. So s is function of t is the position of an object relative to fixed coordinate system at time t. What is s dash? S dash is f dash of t. So it is what? The instantaneous velocity of the object, that is change in displacement with respect to time is there. Okay. Hi. Yes, anyone has doubt? Okay, see them. So please mute their sound. So now then W is what? The acceleration, that is V dash, means derivative of, yes, V dash. V is what? Velocity. So as double dash is there, means second order differential is there. It is nothing but f double dash of t is the instantaneous acceleration of the object. Okay. You know here the tangent line. What is that tangent line? Y minus y naught is equals to f dash of x naught into x minus x naught. It is simply one point form is there. And you know there what is equation of line with point and slope. Slope and, if you know their point and slope on their line. So how to get their equation of line? Suppose there any line which passes through the point x1, y1 having the slope m. So anyone can tell me their equation of line? That is what? Y minus y1 is equals to m times into x minus x. Okay, so same is here. So f dash of x naught is slope of their line. Am I right? That is called the tangent. Okay, So y minus y naught is equals to f dash of x naught into x minus x naught. Okay, x minus x naught is there. So how you define that velocity? It is nothing but what? The change in displacement with respect to time. And if you take the derivative once again, get the acceleration. Okay. Now then see here the normal line and tangent line. Okay. So normal is perpendicular to tangent. So what is that angle between them? It is 90. So how you define that normal? Yes. Anyone has their definition of normal line? So tangent line, yes, it passes through the one of the point at a curve. So y is function of x. What is tangent line? It is dy by dx. Okay. Dy by dx is tangent to their curve at point P of xy, having the coordinates x0, y0. Okay. What is that normal? How you define that normal? Product of slopes for these two lines is -1. Okay. So you know here, what is the equation of their normal line? How you define that? First of all, you tell me what is their normal. It is line or plane which is perpendicular to tangent line, where it meets to the curve at the point of contact. Okay. So normal line का equation आप कैसे लिखते हो? Yes, y minus y naught is equals to -1 upon f dash of x naught into x minus x naught is there. What is the slope of tangent line? It is f dash of x naught. Previously we have seen. Okay, f dash of x naught is there. And what is slope of their normal line? It is -1 upon f dash of x naught. And do you know that product of slopes of these two lines? It is -1. Means what? They are perpendicular to each other. All right, they are perpendicular to each other. So when product of slopes of their lines is -1, then we can say that their lines are perpendicular to each other. Okay. So as anyone has doubt here in this formulae? Okay. So some formulas are there in differential. So see here. Yes. D by dx of c is there, means what? Constant, that is 0. And then their index law. What is that index law? X raised to n. Suppose instead of x raised to n, suppose there is ax plus b raised to n. How you get the differential? Yes, anyone? You know here the differential of index function, that is n into x raised to n minus 1. Okay, means index into base raised to index minus 1. So instead of x raised to n, suppose there is what? Ax plus minus b raised to n. Anyone has idea to get the differential? Yes. How you get the differential for ax plus minus b raised to n? It is also simple. Okay. So d by dx of ax plus minus b raised to n means what? Ax plus minus b raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 is there. मतलब आप लोगों को पहले इंडेक्स का yes x raised to n is what? Instead of x raised to n, there is what? Ax plus minus b raised to n. So you find the differential n into ax plus minus b raised to n minus 1 into, yes, what is that? Derivative of base with respect to x, and it is 8. You know here d by dx of x raised to n means what? N into x raised to n minus 1. And again you find the d by dx of x. D by dx of x means what? X raised to 1. Their index is 1. Means what? 1 into x raised to 1 minus 1. It is x raised to 0. So what is that? N into x raised to n minus 1. In similar fashion, we can find the d by dx of ax plus minus b raised to n. Means what? First you have to find the differential of index, that is n into ax plus minus b raised to n minus 1 into derivative of base with respect to x. So what is that base? Ax plus minus b, and d by dx of ax plus minus b is what? A is constant, take it outside, and to find the derivative of x only. So what is derivative of x? It is 1. Let's get a only. Plus minus b. So b is constant and the differential is 0. Means what is derivative? For this function, n into ax plus minus b raised to n minus 1 into derivative of base with respect to x, it is a. Okay. So next is what? D by dx of a raised to x. It is what? A raised to x into log of b. How you are getting there? A raised to x into log of b. A raised to x into log of a. Do you know that change of base law in their log? Yes, anyone? Change of base law? Yes, what is that change of base law? Yes. Log of a to the base b is equals to what? Log of b to the base 1 divided by log of b to the base a. And what is that common base law in their log? Yes. So these results already you studied in their previous lectures. Okay. So what is that common base law? Does anyone? Suppose there is log of m to the base x. How we find their common base law with 10? So log of m to the base 10 upon log of
8.
n. Okay, this is what the common base law. Now a raised to x, their differential is what? A raised to x into log of a. So this is what the in means what? Natural log of a is there. Am I right? So natural log of a, where a is greater than 0. Suppose e is less than 0. Means what? Value of a is negative. So what about their log of a? Yes, anybody has their value for log of a where a is less than 0?
We can't take log of negative values.
Yes. Okay. Log of, it will be, yes, not defined.
Not defined. Yes.
Yes, you got it. It is not defined. It is not defined in the sense minus infinity is there. Minus infinity. It will be minus infinity. You got it? So see here. What is that next? D by dx of e raised to x. It is e raised to x. But instead of that, there is e raised to x square. So you get the differential of e raised to x square. If there is e raised to x, you can find the differential. That is e raised to x. So here in this, in base, there is exponential function. And in their index, there is what? Variable x. So first you have to find the derivative of function. That is exponential. And what is that derivative of exponential b itself? Am I right? And next to find the derivative of x with respect to x. You got it my point? Yes. And derivative of x is what? 1. आता समजा इकडे e raised to x square असेल तर आपण त्याचं डेरिव्हेटिव्ह कसं घेऊ शकतो रे? e raised to x की जगह अगर e raised to x square हो रहे तो उनका आप डेरिव्हेटिव्ह कैसे लेंगे? त्याचं डेरिव्हेटिव्ह कसं घेऊ शकता? तर पहिल्यांदा काय करायचं? डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ एक्सपोनेन्शियल घ्यायचं. मतलब डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ एक्सपोनेन्शियल इज व्हॉट? बी इटसेल्फ, that is e raised to x square into, yes, what? Derivative of x square with respect to x, it is 2x. It is 2x. You got it? अगर यहाँ पे देखो e raised to cos x होगा, e raised to cos x. Yes, anybody? Or e raised to cos x या cos 2x is there. How you find the derivative of e raised to cos x?
Sir,
First, you have to find the derivative of exponential, that is e raised to cos x, and the derivative of cos x is what? Minus.
Sin.
Now, instead of that, you know here e raised to cos x square is there. असं जर असेल तर it means that it is function of function, that is called composite function. So you go here one by one step. Am I right? e raised to cos x square असेल तर आपण कसं घेणार? तो पहले आप लोगों को डेरिवेटिव किसका लेना चाहिए? एक्सपोनेंशियल. सो e रेस टू cos x स्क्वायर, उनका डेरिवेटिव क्या होगा? बी इटसेल्फ, दैट इज e रेस टू cos x स्क्वायर. व्हाट इज दैट नेक्स्ट फंक्शन? व्हाट इज दैट नेक्स्ट फंक्शन? cos x स्क्वायर. तो cos x स्क्वायर का डेरिवेटिव क्या होता है? माइनस sin x स्क्वायर. ओके, एंड अगेन यू फाइंड द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ x स्क्वायर. So it is 2x. म्हणजेच काय मिळणार? 2x. So in this way you find the derivative of composite function, that is called function of function is there. Okay, function of function. What is that next? d by dx of sin x. You can find that directly, it is cos x. But instead of that, suppose there is sin of log of x square is there. अभी ये डिफरेंशियल आप कैसे निकालोगे? d by dx of sin log of x square. तो ये भी composite function हो रहा है. How you get the differential? Log of sin of log of x square. So it is function of function. So to find the derivative of sine, and derivative of sine is cos of log x square is there. And derivative of log is what? Yes, what is the derivative of log? Yes, anyone? That already I have discussed with you. Yes?
1 upon x.
1 upon x square. Yes, it is correct, no doubt, of course. So 1 upon x square. And next to find the derivative of x square, you are not received to up to their variables. Am I right? Or to their variables. So what is that variable x square? So derivative of x square is what? 2x. मतलब यहाँ पे आप लोगों को पहले साइन का डेरिवेटिव लेना है, उसके बाद लॉग का डेरिवेटिव लेना है, और देन टू फाइंड द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर. मतलब फंक्शन ऑफ फंक्शन इज देयर. फंक्शन ऑफ फंक्शन इज देयर. ओके. So what is that next? d by dx of cos x. That is what you can say here, the minus sin x. Suppose you want to find this formula. How you get there? d by dx of cos x. Do you know that formula of cos x in terms of exponential? Yes, anyone? That already I have told you. What is that formula in terms of exponential? Before 15 minutes you have seen that same. Yes, anyone? It's simple. By Euler's formulae we can expand there in terms of exponential. Okay, so what is that? E raised to ix minus plus e raised to ix plus e raised to minus ix upon 2. Okay, upon 2 is there. तो ये फॉर्मूला होता है. अगर उनका आप डेरिवेटिव लेंगे तो कौन सी टर्म मिलेगी? देखो, e raised to ix minus plus e raised to minus ix upon 2 is there. मग कोणती टर्म मिळणार तुम्हाला? यस, तो पहले एक्सपोनेंशियल का डेरिवेटिव लेना है. सो आप इज कांस्टेंट, टेक इट आउटसाइड. e raised to ix का डेरिवेटिव क्या होता है रे? व्हाट इज डेरिवेटिव ऑफ e raised to ix? Derivative of exponential by itself, that is e raised to ix. And next to find the derivative of ix with respect to x, it is I. Okay. Once again to find the derivative of e raised to ix, e raised to minus ix is there. And what is the derivative of e raised to minus ix? First, you have to find the differential of exponential, and the derivative of exponential by itself, e raised to minus ix into derivative of minus ix with respect to x, that is minus I. Okay. So take here I as a common. So what is that? What is there in bracket? There will be e raised to I times into, yes, I times into e raised to ix. Yes, what is that next? Minus e raised to minus ix. Okay. Minus e raised to minus x. And it is nothing but what? Minus times into sine x. Sine x means what? E raised to ix minus e raised to minus ix upon, yes, काय मिळणार? 2i is there, am I right? 2i. If this I comes to numerator, get there minus I. So first of all, you tell me what is 1 by I? How you express that in the form of numerator? So 1 by I. And do you get their meaning of I? What is that meaning of I? It is imaginary number. That is Euler number. And what will be value for their I? It is root of minus 1. So we'll discuss the meaning of I in detail. In which topic? That is in complex number. So this is the one of the topic for this semester. Okay, in our subject. Okay. So in this way, we are getting there the formula of differential. Okay. So अगर कंपोजिट फंक्शन होता है यहाँ पे cos ऑफ tan ऑफ x, अगर इसी टाइप का फंक्शन होता है तो उनका आप डिफरेंशियल कैसे लेंगे? Cos ऑफ tan ऑफ x. So first you have to find the differential of cos. Okay. And what is the differential of cos? It is
minus sin tan of x.
minus tan of x. And then tan का डेरिवेटिव क्या होता है? sec square x.
Sec square x.
डेरिवेटिव क्या होगा? 1 होता है, right ना? This what is simple functions. Am I right? That is composite function, no doubt. These are composite functions. But before that, you should have their chain law. And what is that chain law? You have studied in this lecture already. You have seen that chain law. So chain law is here. That is, what is that chain rule? Y is function of g of x. So g of x is what? U. Means what? Y is function of u and u is function of x. right ना? मतलब डेफिनेटली y is function of x. अगर आप लोगों को y को कौन सी तरफ ले जाना है? x की तरफ ले जाना है. अगर यहाँ पे आप डायरेक्टली ले जा रहे तो चलेगा, लेकिन आप कैसे जा सकते हो? y को पहले u की तरफ ले जाना है और u को x की तरफ ले जाना. समजले की नाही? म्हणजे y ला जर तुम्ही डायरेक्टली x कडे जर आणत असाल तर आपण इनडायरेक्टली कसं आणू शकतो? तो y को पहले u की तरफ ले जाना और u को x की तरफ. That is called the chain law, and it is given here in this place. Okay. तो पहले आपको suppose you wants to find the derivative of y with respect to x. It is directly. देखो इथं काय करायचं आहे? डायरेक्टली आपण घेतोय म्हणजे dy by dx असं लिहिला तुम्ही. So already you know there y is function of x, but it is composite function. It is composite function. You observe this formula very clearly, and then to apply. And if you get their clear understanding about that formula for chain rule, no doubt anywhere you can ask, anywhere you can apply. So y is function of g of x means composite function. तो पहले आपको क्या करना है? y का डेरिवेटिव विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू u से लेना, मतलब y is function of u. So first of all, you tell me here y is function of g of x. It is ordinary function. Why you are saying this is ordinary function? Because y has only one option, that is x. Before that, you tell me what is that ordinary function? Yes, anyone has idea to define their ordinary function? Yes, anyone has idea? How you define it? Function is having only one dependent and only one independent variables. Okay, only one dependent and only one independent variable. Okay, so y is function of g of x. It is a ordinary function. So y depends on x only. But first you go towards f and then g and then finally to x. Okay. So y is function of u again. You have denoted here g of x is u. मतलब पहले y u की तरफ पहुंचेगा और y u x की तरफ. तो differentiating y with respect to u, that is dy by dt. And then u will go towards x. So u is also ordinary function. Why it is? Because u depends on x and x is independent. But in this function, only one independent variables. Okay. Suppose it is having more than two independent variables, that is called partial function. Okay. But it is having only one independent variable. Okay. So u is function of x. So we can say g of x is there. So to find the derivative of u with respect to x, that is du by dx is there. So in this case, that is in chain rule. First of all, to find the differential of y with respect to u and then u with respect to x. Suppose you want to find the derivative of y with respect to x directly. So indirectly you find the derivative of y with respect to u. तो पहले y u का फंक्शन होता है और u x का होता है. तो इसलिए यहाँ पे पहले डेरिवेटिव ऑफ y विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू u और u विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू x लेना. You got it? Yes? Is it clear?